IMS is a network of companies. We have created IMS 6 years ago. It was originally the idea of 6 companies, and their basic statement was, don't reinvent something which already exists on the CSR field. There is an association which is beside the Commission, which is called CSR Europe, and it's kind of a network. And we are a member of this network since we are existing, so 6 years ago. And both the Commission and CSR have decided to create a prize to award the big company or the small or medium company having an interesting collaboration with an association. And I'm very both surprised and happy because without making too much publicity, I mean, at the first minute, we've got, I think, 14 or 15 companies applying, which is fantastic. And I must say, the 2 winners are the winners. But there were a lot of beautiful dossiers there, a lot of people who've been working with a lot of enthusiasm, putting really their heart in it, and you felt it while reading the dossier. So it was really fantastic.
Catégorie is a Luxembourgish-based medical biological laboratory who is doing routine analysis all over the country. We were looking for a partner, and our partner is the Association for Bone Marrow Donation in Luxembourg.
ALD Automotive is a company operating in full service lease and fleet management. And we decided 4 years ago to put in place a special program in order to reduce the CO2 emission for the car. And this program was put in place with the contribution of My Climate Luxembourg. My Climate is an association in charge of carbon offset, to organize carbon offset. The purpose of this partnership is to invite customers to contribute, to have a contribution to the reduction of the CO2 emission and also finance an offset of the residual carbon.
Some years ago in Luxembourg you saw that there were not enough donators for bone marrow, which means that as all over the world there are more and more patients who need bone marrow donation, but the number of donators in Luxembourg was very, very small. So the objective of this project was to increase the number of donors in Luxembourg, and this was only possible in a real partnership between the association and Catégorie. They needed to have a professional partner who could take over all the steps from the blood taking over to the transport to the international partner, who then would take over the very specialized analysis in order to get the HLA typization of the candidate.
Progressively, we have the chance to convince some customers, sometimes only the drivers, sometimes the management of the company, sometimes the driver just decides for himself to pay few euros a month in order to reduce the impact of the CO2 emission of his car. And sometimes it's the management of the company who decide to put in place a global program to compensate, to offset the CO2 emission of the fleet of the company.
I think in Luxembourg there are lots of different projects, CSR activities, but in the last years you can see that this is more coordinated, which in my eyes is a real positive way of doing things. There is a coordination, general coordination of more companies who are working together. There's also an exchange of best practices, which will, I think, have an impact because more positive projects are able to be done in the same time.
Sometimes it's difficult in a market if you are alone to promote this kind of initiative, to promote this kind of solutions. My willingness is progressively to have different competitors and different actors with us in order to give this to this action a complete different size than today.